Good day children, Sai Ram and welcome back to our next lesson in history, that is lesson number 10, Armed Revolutionary Movement. Now what is the meaning of revolutionary children over here? Revolutionary means bringing about a specific type of social movement in the country with the help of arms, that is called as Armed Revolutionary Movement. Now children, just 2 or 3 lessons before, I think so, the 7th lesson, the National Uprising of 1857 we have learnt about. In that we have learned about the various revolts that had taken place in the country. Okay, so today in this lesson we are going to learn about them only, that who are the people who had revolted against the British and in what way they had revolted against the British in the 1857 revolt. One such person was Ram Singh Kukka. What he had done? He had organized a rebellion against the British power in Punjab. Like him, there were many other people also who had revolted against the British in their own way. So here we are going to learn about them in detail. Firstly, we'll start with Vasudeva Balwant Phadke. Vasudeva Balwant Phadke, he was from Maharashtra. Now what he did? He gave an armed struggle against the British. That means here for the freedom of India, or for the freedom of our country, he has started a armed struggle using the arms. Okay, and to use the arms, he had got the training from Vastad Lahuji Salve. Okay, Vastad Lahuji Salve was his guru who had given him training. Now, Vasudeva Balwant Phadke had organized a group. He had made a group of the Ramoshis. Okay, a specific tribe people, that is the Ramoshis. He had made that group and he had started a revolt against the British. But whatever revolt he had started was unsuccessful. Okay, so the Britishers came to know about Vasudeva Balwant Phadke and he was arrested and he was sent to Eden jail. Now when he was in the jail, he died in 1883. But the work what he had done for the freedom struggle of India, he built up an armed struggle for independence. Okay, so this was the work of Vasudeva Balwant Phadke. Next, here you can see the picture of 3 brothers. Okay, these brothers are called as the Chapical Brothers. Okay, the spelling what it is given in your textbook is wrong, children. It is given as Chapekar. Okay, but the real one is Chapekar, Chapekar. Now, who are these 3 brothers? These 3 brothers are from one family only. One is Damodar. Okay, then one is Balkrishna. And the third one is Vasudev. These are the 3 brothers from one family only who had revolted against the British. Now what is this about? Now in 1897, a plague had struck in Pune. Okay, the epidemic of plague had come in Pune, because of which already the people of Pune were suffering from that epidemic. Okay, and during that time only, one commissioner was there called as Mr. Rand. He was sent over there to look after the people of Pune in this epidemic. But instead of looking after the people over there in Pune, he started harassing the people. Okay, he started harassing the people. He started forcing them to pay the taxes and all. In such a epidemic, when the people were not having enough of food to eat, they were suffering from this plague. And in that time, the Mr. Rand was troubling them, because of which these 3 brothers got very much angry. And what they did? They shot him dead on 22nd June 1897. Now, these people, when they are killing someone, naturally they will be punished. So here they were hanged till death. Not only they, but along with them, even their associate Mahadev Ranade was also hanged till death. Okay, so here you can imagine 3 people from one family only had started a revolt against the British. At the same time, from the Munda tribe, okay, now here is a type of tribe, that is a Munda tribe in Bihar. Under the leadership of Birsa Munda, they started a revolt against the British. Okay, Munda tribe in Bihar under the leadership of Birsa Munda started a revolt against the government. against the British government. Okay, here is a picture of Birsa Munda. He was a tribal person. He was the youth of the tribes. Okay, and he had under his leadership only a tribal revolt was started in Bihar. Now the next organization we are going to talk is Abhinav Bharat. Now what is this Abhinav Bharat? Abhinav Bharat is an organization who had started a revolt against the British. Previously Abhinav Bharat was given us other name. Now what is that name? Mitra Mela. Okay, by the word itself we can understand it is Mitra Mela. Yeah, Mitra here means friends. Okay, Mitra Mela, a secret organization of revolutionaries in Nasik, was founded by Swatantraveer Savarkar. Okay, Swatantraveer Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. And when he had established this organization, it was in 1900. Okay, now this same organization was renamed again as Abhinav Bharat in 1904 or 1904. In 1900, Swatantraveer Damodar Savarkar, he had founded a Mitra Mela. Okay, the Mitra Mela was itself renamed as Abhinav Bharat in 1904. Later on, Savarkar went to England. Okay, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, he went to England for higher education. Okay, when he went for higher education, from there also he continued his revolutionary movement. Okay. In what way? By passing on arms and ammunitions, by passing on literatures, guns, okay, to the people in Abhinav Bharat group. Okay, so this is the work what Savarkar continued even after going to London. Swatantraveer Savarkar, he wrote an inspiring biography also of Joseph Mazzini. Now, who is this Joseph Mazzini? He is a famous Italian revolutionary. Okay, on him, he had written a biography. Okay, who was this person? Joseph Mazzini. Now, he mentioned, who is this he? Swatantraveer Savarkar. He mentioned that the 1857 rebellion which had taken place in our country, it was the first war of independence, and he had made a note of it in his book. What was the book? Name of the book? The Indian War of Independence, 1857. Okay. Now, the next thing what we are going to learn is Babarao Savarkar. Now, who is Babarao Savarkar? Babarao Savarkar was the brother of Swatantraveer Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Now, Babarao Savarkar was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment because he was a part of Abhinav Bharat. Okay, when Babarao Savarkar was arrested, people of Abhinav Bharat, they got very much angry. So, one among them was Anant Lakshman Kaneri. What he did? In his anger, in his revenge, he killed Jackson, the collector of Nasik. Okay, he killed that person, that is Jackson, the collector of Nasik, for which he was hanged till death. All the members of the Abhinav Bharat organization were arrested after this. Okay, and Swatantraveer Savarkar was linked with the murder of Jackson, because he was a founder of Abhinav Bharat. So they were trying to link Swatantraveer Savarkar with the murder of Jackson. Now, who is Jackson? Who was murdered by Anant Lakshman Kaneri. Okay, so because of which Swatantraveer Savarkar was arrested and put under trial. And later on, the court punished him with rigorous punishment for 50 years. For nearly 50 years, he was punished. Swatantraveer Savarkar was sentenced to 50 years of rigorous imprisonment at Andaman jail. Okay, you all must have heard about the Andaman jail. It is also called as Kala Pani because it is a very much remote area. It is surrounded by water on all the sides. Okay, so it is called as. So all the members of Abhinav Bharat organization were arrested and Swatantraveer was given a rigorous punishment for 50 years. Okay, so he was in the jail for 50 years in the Kalapani, that is in the Andaman Jheel. Now, later the government took him to Ratnagiri and detained him over here. Okay, there Savarkar started many social movements such as removal of caste differences, removal of untouchability, common dining, purification of language. He was also a great writer. We have seen about them, the many books what he has written. He was the president of Marathi Sahitya Sammelan at Mumbai in 1938. Okay. Here you can see the picture of Babarao Savarkar, the brother of Swatantraveer Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Now the next what we are going to learn is that the revolutionary movement which had taken place in Bengal. Now children, we have learned about the national uprising of 1857, in which we have learned about the partition of Bengal into East Bengal and West Bengal. During that time, whatever revolutionary movement had taken place in Bengal, that we are going to see over here. Okay, to keep control of, now what was the aim of this revolutionary movement in Bengal? The main aim was to keep a control over the British officers, then to wipe out the fear in the minds of the Indians, okay, then to overthrow the British from India. This was the aim of the revolutionary movement in Bengal. Now what is this revolutionary movement? What was this organization? This organization was called as Anushilan Samiti, okay, which was active in Bengal with more than 500 branches they had. Okay, a revolutionary organization called Anushilan Samiti was active in Bengal with more than 500 branches. Now, who had established this Anushilan Samiti? Anushilan Samiti was established by some of the people in Bengal, and the chief of this organization was Barindra Kumar Ghosh. Okay, Barindra Kumar Ghosh was the brother of Aurobindo Ghosh. So, this organization, that is Anushilan Samiti, they got the full guidance from Aurobindo Ghosh also. Okay, now let's see what revolutionary movement was taken by this organization. Here you can see Barindra Kumar Ghosh and Aurobindo Ghosh. This organization had a bomb manufacturing center also in Maniktala near Kolkata. Okay, they had that formula from which they could make the bombs. So some of the members over here in this organization, like Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Chakki, what they did in 1908, they tried to kill a judge named Kingsford. Okay, but they failed in doing so. Why and how? They actually bombed a chariot where they thought that Kingsford was in that chariot. But later on they came to know that only two British women were there in that chariot. Kingsford was not there in that chariot. So the two women were killed because of the bomb blast. Okay, while Kingsford escaped from it. Later on, Prafull Chakki shot himself with a bullet because he had the fear of falling into the hands of the British. So he killed himself with a bullet. While if you see, Khudiram Bose was caught by the police. Okay, from this only, when they caught Khudiram Bose, from him they got the information about the Anushilan Samiti also. They came to know that an organization called as Anushilan Samiti was there. Okay, so members of this organization were arrested after this. Even Aurobindo Ghosh was arrested by the government. Okay, because he was also a part of the Anushilan Samiti. So he was also arrested by the government. But they could not link the manufacture of bombs with Aurobindo Ghosh. Okay, so they could not link that. So he was set free. But the other members of the Anushilan Samiti were sentenced to long terms of imprisonment. Later on, people like Rasbihari Bose and Sachindranath Sanyal also were there in this Anushilan Samiti. They spread the network of revolutionary organization outside Bengal also. Not only in Bengal, they started spreading it outside Bengal also. Okay, the centers were set up at Punjab, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh. There also these centers were set up of revolutionary movement. Rasbihari Bose and his associate made a daring act of throwing bomb at the Viceroy, Lord Hardinge. But he was also saved. Okay, Rasbihari Bose and some of his associates, they tried out to kill one Viceroy, that is Lord Hardinge. Okay, but he also had escaped. Later on, here, the Britishers came to know about this. Okay, so Rasbihari Bose and his associates were captured. Then, even in Madras, the revolutionary movement had taken place. People like Vanchi Iyer, okay, he had started a revolutionary movement in Madras. Okay, and there Vanchi Iyer, he tried to kill one British officer named Ash. And before getting into the hands of the Britishers, he sacrificed his own life. So this is how even in Madras, the revolutionary movement had started. The next thing what we are going to learn is India House. Now what is this India House? Now India House is in London. Okay. Now India House was a support, was an assistance what the people staying abroad were giving to the people in India. Now India House was established by Shyamji Krishna Verma. Okay, Pandit Shyamji Krishna Verma, who was an Indian patriot who was staying abroad, okay, in London. He had formed this India House. Now, what was the aim of this India House? The aim of this India House was to give scholarship to the Indian youths. Okay, to give scholarship to the Indian youths. So he had formed this India House. This organization gave India youth scholarship for higher education in England. We have learned about Swatantraveer Savarkar. Swatantraveer Savarkar also had got a scholarship from here only. Okay, there were many people in this India House who had also contributed for the revolutionary movement. For example, Madam Kama. Now, Madam Kama was also from this India House. She had raised the issue of India's independence at the World Socialist Conference, which was held at Stuttgart in Germany. Okay, this lady, she had unfurled the national flag, which was made out of her own sari. Okay, she had made the national flag out of her own sari and she had unfurled the national flag in this conference. Second one was a youth called as Madan Lal Dhingra. What this youth had done? He had killed Curzon Wiley, the British officer, due to which he was hanged till death, or he sacrificed his life. Okay, so these were the people, different people from the India House who had contributed for the revolutionary movement. I hope children you all have understood till here. Okay, so the remaining part of the lesson we'll do in the next lecture. Till then, thank you children.